Welcome to Lanmoutarot. This is a general reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the first week of August 2019. Happy birthday, Leo. I realize I always do the first week of the birthday month of each zodiac sign. I do those readings first, but for whatever reason, I keep forgetting to wish you guys happy birthday. So Leo, you are the first one that actually remember to wish you happy birthday. So happy birthday again, making up for everybody else here. And here we go. And we are using the Dream of Gaia tarot deck. And this is the first time I'm using this deck. Okay, I've used it for my own personal reading, but I've never used it for any kind of personal reading for anyone, or any kind of general reading either for this channel. So I'm still learning it, but I keep Spirit really wanted me to use it. I keep trying to escape it because I feel like I'm not ready, but they really wanted me to use that this deck. And I went back and forth in which deck should I choose for my clarification, and finally they decided no, it was gonna be the After Tarot. And this was like the third deck that I pulled out, and each time it was like no, no. So there you go, Leo. So here we have Intuition, which is a major arcana, and then we have the Sinistral, that is 11 of Earth. And here we have the last card that pulled out, that fell out for you, and this is the Four of Fire. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have the Queen of Air. So we have Earth, Fire, and air energy for you here. But we start the reading here with Intuition. I feel like this is so strong, and forgive me, I will pull out the book, and it's not just because I'm still learning this deck, but it's because it's so detailed, and this deck is so different, even though it's numbered than any of the regular tarot. So I want to give you the most information that I can get. Okay, so this is Major Arcana 21, as it's shown here. Wait, hold on. No, that's 22. Forgive me. This is Major Arcana number 22, Intuition. And I will pull it so you guys can take a good look. Look at that owl there. And there's it looks like some crystal. There's a stone underneath. And there's that big web, spider web at the bottom, right? We already know what intuition means. We don't really have to look into it. But there's more to discard than just the word intuition. So for a lot of you, it's either that Spirit is asking you to delve into your own intuition, or basically wanted you to take another look. Have you been following your intuition, right? So are there ways you can strengthen your intuition, right? So or your intuitive capabilities. And oh, there's another card that fell here. Oh no, okay, that's from something else. I almost had like a heart attack. I'm like, wait, no, that's that card that fell. That's for your oracle card that's coming up later. But anyways, having that intuition card here, especially for those of you that have been dealing with a situation where you've been trying to get more information, or you're not sure, there are doubts, there's confusion, and you're not sure which way to go. Spirit is really asking you here, your intuition is going to be what does it for you. Okay, it's at the center here. And oh look, I didn't even see the cats in there. Yeah, there are cats. I think it's a cat she's holding there, and there's one behind her. Like, look at the eyes in that cat behind her, right? There's really, it's like, it's that deep intuition that we normally see with the moon, okay, with that 22 card here. It's not just like, oh, you know, your intuition of like this thought that just went through your mind, to your head. It seems here they're asking you to really delve into your deep intuition, and especially having that Queen of Air at the bottom of the deck there for you, because the Queen of Air is, she can be very cutting. We always think of her as that woman was very like strict and that was not afraid. And look what we have here. It's another owl with angel rings here. So during this time, owl, paying attention to owl energy maybe are very significant for you, Leo. So we have an owl on that intuition card, and we also have an owl, on that Queen of Air. So it's, but the air aspects, they deal with with the mind, right? With the with mental capabilities, being able to think something through. So so the intuition is not just that deep intuitive inner knowing, but they're really asking you to tap into your own knowledge base, your own experience, okay, for that intuition, to especially if you're just going through things by feelings or just emotions, right? They're asking you to really use every aspect, earth, your resources, right? Based on your experience, the things that you've accomplished right here, your knowledge base, what you know, and of course the watery energy, that deep intuitive energy that you have, that inner knowing. That's what that card is telling us, and I feel that out as well. Almost like there are messages that are gonna come through to you. Look at the way how like her third eye is open here, almost like a butterfly effect on that Queen of Air. So yes, it's rational thinking. It is a knowledge based, knowing that she has. She's very smart with a big intellect, but it's also information that's being downloaded into her, messages that are being downloaded into her, that she knows how to use, how to interpret, right, how to decipher for herself, depending on her own situation. And here we have the they call it seneschal here, right? That's such a beautiful earth energy. And again, we see the emphasis on that third eye. On that third eye, actually her own two eyes, seeing eyes, are blotted out, right? It's like it's white over, like they're not important anymore. Being able to see with the third eye here for that earth energy, that's what's the most important part of this card. That's really coming through, to you, for you right now. And the earrings are made of keys. It's to say the key going forward, the key to the information, to the clarity that you're seeking. It really have to do with you seeing things from a different perspective. And look here, not just that almost like that candle that's lighting a third eye, but there's also a third eye right above your crown chakra here, and top of her head. So really, that intuition, when I say it's all encompassing, it's really all encompassing. Even that earth card here, it's also talking to you about intuition. And especially, this is kind of like the 11 of earth. And I'm going to look in the book, but it's kind of like the Knight of Pentacles, okay? A little bit for that. Why do I keep missing one? I said 21 here. It was 22. I just said 11, but this is 12. I'm not sure why. This is quite interesting. This is actually the 12 of Earth, okay? And this is someone who is in this. They don't call it the Knight of Pentacles, but it's similar to the Knight of Pentacles. It's someone who's of service, okay? They say like the seneschal of Earth symbolizes the service to king and country. He's a trusted servant who has access to and control over all within his Lord's domain. So that's very important. That's someone who is trusted. So for some of you here, it's either you're that trusted person, or you're asking yourself during this time, you're digging into your intuition, or your intuition is calling you to think about who in your life that you have all this trust, that you're giving so much control over your domain, that do they deserve it? Okay, who and do they deserve it, and why, perhaps? Like, you really being asked to use your intuition here to answer that question. And that's why I want, really, because this is so different and there's so much information, because this is very specific. It even says like his duties are many, but he doesn't really answer to many. It's really to that one person. This is someone who's he is of service of one, not of many. Okay? Not to the many, but to one. He has many wolves. His duties are many, but it's only to that one person. Okay? He is both judge and mediator within the halls and lands. That's how much power he has. Okay? He has a lot of power, but it says his power is borrowed and dependent upon his willingness to follow the orders of those above him without question. So, all this, if it's you that's in that, if it's you who has giving someone that much power, are they following your orders? Are they following your wishes? If you've given someone that much power over your resources, over your heart, over your life, are they following your orders? Are they doing things to your best and highest good? Follow your intuition. Or if it's you that card is representing, the seneschal, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you carrying on your duties to your best abilities? Are you carrying the duties based on the wishes and the orders of your master? Because here it's not to the, it's not to the many. It's to, this is the person have a specific role. They answer to that one person or that one law, because this is country here, okay? And it's a very important role. So Leo, during this time, it seems like you're really being called to use your intuition to answer these questions. I feel like these are questions you need to ask yourself, to really go deep within you, to really try to understand this relationship, if you will. And this is the four of fire. And we know the four, we always see the four of fire as, oh my goodness, that's another owl, folks. Look here. Look at the headgear of that lady. That's another owl. She's wearing an owl. A mask is another owl. That's amazing. So especially for those of you, if you've been dreaming of owls, you've been seeing owls, there's a deep message for you. Google owl. What does spirit guide, to have owls as a spirit guide? What does that mean for you? And we normally see the four of fire as such a peaceful card, like the honeymoon card. That's Venus in Aries. Yes, it's fire, it's passionate, but it's also that stability, that foundation, that finding that, okay, I found my groove, I found my tribe, I found my person where I feel very stable, where I can just be now. I can start creating, I can start expanding. And here she seems like she's in full battle mode. There's usually fire, and look at this beautiful bright sun, and it's orange. You can see all the passion, but she seems like she's ready to fight, right? It's a fiery four of fire. So I really, let me look at it. This is very interesting. I told you guys I wasn't going to use this card because I'm like, I like to use those decks when I really become very familiar and almost intimate with those decks. And I mean that because I literally sleep with my decks when I first get them, and I've had this one for months, but I haven't really been using it as much and to really get to know it. But somehow they really wanted me to use it, and there's so much energy and so much information coming through for you guys. I already see why, and this is the first reading, okay, for this set of reading. And here it's saying they have some key phrases here: focus, mind, and emotion, and deliberate action. And with that first one already, I can see it, how it connects with this other. And I wasn't even gonna pull this to look up the definition, and I needed to, because that's what they wanted me to focus on. Okay, that deliberate action, to focus your mind and emotion. After you use your intuition to really take deliberate action, because your responsibilities are many, but the actions that you take need to be very focused. Okay, focus mind and emotions. Establish a good work ethic. That's necessary, Leo, especially if it's you that is that seneschal. You definitely need to prioritize. You definitely need to have a good work ethics, because those many duties that you have, and you have so much control, you have so much power. You don't want it to just go to waste. You want to make the most of it. Okay, the importance of focus, dedication, discipline, and practice on a physical level. That's literally one of the keywords here. That there's a need here for you to really focus and practice, and and for it to be deliberate. Okay, because once you focus, every decision you make will be so deliberate. So especially for some of you, if you've been falling short of your role, whether it's at home, in your family life, or it's in a job, this is asking you, Spirit is asking you to really use your intuition, to really like refocus your energy, to really start to shift your perspective, to start seeing things not just with your two eyes, but with your mind's eye. Five of Pentacles jumped out for you. You see? Because this is what you don't want. You don't have, this is the card of isolation, of abandonment, of poverty. You do not want to have the poverty of mind. You don't want to see things from a lack mentality. That's what you don't want to see. You want to really recognize your strength, your power, and the control that you have here in a certain situation. Ace of Swords. Is that not an owl? Well, here we go. Okay, so there is clarity over this that's coming to you. By tapping into your intuition, things will be clearer to you. You would understand that why this world is so important, whether it's you assigning it to someone else, who have given someone else that much power over your life, over a situation, right? You would start, things will get clearer for you to really understand it. But it starts here with you tapping into your intuition, not just your deep intuition, the emotional aspect of it, but also your intuition as far as your knowledge base. Look at this, High Priestess. What did I say? This is the inner knowing here. Okay, this is the inner knowing here. Like, you already know what's expected of you, or what you expect of someone, and are they living up to it? The Page of Pentacles is that person who's kind of like an apprentice that's just starting in their career, right? They are learned, but they do not have the experience yet. And that's what that Four of Fire has been telling us. Deliberate actions to focus your mind and your emotions, to learn. Practice is gonna make you perfect. So especially for some of you, during this fall, you go into school, you studied, like, you know, a new program, or you're studying a new job, or you've been giving a promotion where you have like way more responsibilities, right? Your duties have increased. You answer to that one person. Spirit is really asking you to really take it all in, to look at it in a very comprehensive way, not just kind of like, okay, I've been made, you know, assistant manager or a leader in my team, and I know I'm supposed to do ABC and to stick to ABC, but to look at it from a deeper role. What is your role? What can you bring to that role? How can you make it your own, right? What can you add to it? And how can you help other people in your team to be the best version of them? To not just stick to the ABC, but to take it a step further, to use your own gifts, your own knowledge base, your own intuition, your own knowing, to expand, to give even more than that is asking of you. Okay? And I feel like you already have it. With that Queen of Air here, you can make that decision. It's up to you. And you already have all the knowledge that you need in order to do so. Okay? And if you really follow to your intuition, because the High Priestess, one of the cards with the meaning of the High Priestess is also intuition, but also inner knowing, deep knowing, not just intuition, kind of like moon, emotional energy, but intuition with this deep knowing. That's why you see her always, you see here, she's holding the key. And by the way, it's clarifying that card here, the Cenacle, whose earrings are the key. So this is your path forward. They're literally giving you your path, a key to whatever. I studied this reading, letting you know, for some of you, it may be something that has been your confusion. Like almost you don't know how to feel the shoes, you don't know how to feel that role, how to present yourself, how to best do it. And here, Spirit's telling you this is the key forward. The key forward is really to use your mind, but not just with like the most simplistic way, or this is the way they've always done it, or this is like the form they give me, they tell me this is what this job entitles, you know, this is what I'm supposed to do, these are my duties. But to take it a step further, okay, this the High Priestess always have a scroll. Like you see, she still carried a scroll here in her hand that is stuck almost, you can almost not see it. You see the key she's holding in her hand, but the scroll is like underneath. It's like tucked almost underneath that arm there where the key is. And it's because of that knowing. That's a secret. It's not just intuition. It's not just like, oh, a feeling. It's not just, you know, going based on, oh, I just know this. She knows it and know it. It's like being able to tap into that Akashic record, into a higher level of learning through your third eye. Okay, it's she really knows stuff because she knows she can tap into that energy and read it and open the book of knowledge and get that information even if she doesn't know it. And that's what you're being asked to do, Leo. And I know I'm repeating myself a lot. It's like repeating messages, but that's what it is. And here we have a four of cups under that four of under that four of water. And I really feel like I don't need any more clarification. Okay, here six of swords underneath. So this is telling me here, don't get bored with it. Practice, even if you feel like, because the four of cups can be that that card that tells you a bit of a spoiled brat, taking your blessings for granted in a way. It's kind of like here, this is fourth house, to be a little bit more nurturing, fourth house energy, to add that nurturing energy into the job, to nurture those around you. Okay, because this card here, the four of fire, it's not just your regular four of fire that we see in the tarot. It's asking you to really practice, to use your due diligence, to really focus and to take deliberate action. So don't just kind of like be blasé about this, about your responsibilities. Don't just leave it all to chance. Don't just think like, oh, things gonna work out, whatever. Don't be, just take it very seriously because you have a lot to offer, and spirit wants you to use your intuition to know how to get to where you want to be, because you have it all here. You have a bit of everything here. You can do it. But if you've been confused about it, you're not sure, the key forward is to delve into your intuition and meditate about it. Meditate about it. Don't stick to just what's been written in black and white and say, yeah, I will expect you to be here. If you have to be there in an extra hour, if you have to twice a week to do lunch, make sure you invite one of your coworkers to lunch, to mentor somebody else. You may have to do that. It's almost like you're being called to go a little bit further, a little like above and beyond, okay? To do this, because you have so much power here. And if it's other people that is in that wall here, okay, that needs to answer to you, you need to start asking yourself, are they up to the task? Are they giving their all? Do they deserve that position in your life? Okay? And having that, we have two air card here, and we have the ace of swords at the table here. Once you get that clarity, you tap into your mind, you understand what's expected of you or what you expect of the others in your life, you will be very quick in making that decision on which way to move forward. And the way you're moving forward here with that six of swords that shows at the bottom of the deck is to move away from trouble water, to move away from any conflicting thoughts, okay? To move away from any conflict, to move away from anything that doesn't serve you. To go towards where peace of mind is. You want to go towards success. And you'll be quick about it, because the queen of air, she's very quick. She knows what she wants and she goes for it. And if it doesn't serve her, she has no problem to just cut it out. So the decision, if it's a decision especially that you need to make, you're going to be very decisive and very quick about it. Very swift. And it's for the best, because you're going to a better place here, okay? And you're taking others with you. You're not going alone. Okay, I think that's it. She just flipped open. Stay optimistic about your love life. So for those of you, this is a love situation. And here we have children at the bottom. And remember, that lady was on Ned now that just landed. She has a child with her. So for those of you, this is like a situation about love. It seems like children are a factor, okay, in this decision. If it's a decision you have to make, if it's how you relate to a partner, that there's someone in your life that's in control, right? You have that people call traditional type of relationship, where there's one person, usually it's a masculine energy, that's in control of the relationship, that makes all the big decisions for the household, that you have giving all the power, you have given all the control with, like they control the finances for the household, they control where you go to vacation, they control, like, perhaps even the decision to, do you stay at home or do you both work, they have the final say into that. right? They all, you basically giving the control to that person. For some of you, if this is the case here, especially if you, Leo, you're dealing with an earth sign. Yes, especially for those of you dealing with an earth sign, it's very important that you start tapping into your intuition, that you start getting involved here, that you start taking control of your own life. If you feel like once you get to that deep knowing into your into your intuition, you get that clarity that that Ace of Swords is offering, for you to know, okay, what do we do? And you do have reason to stay optimistic. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. But because you're moving away from any kind of trouble, okay? You're moving away from any kind of trouble. And yes, positive thinking. But it's not just the positive thinking, but it's really being able to fully understand the situation and how and what is it doing for you, and is it exactly what you want? That's what's going to bring that clarity that you need, that inner knowing, and really using your mind and your mind's eye to get to that information and to be diligent about it, to not be blasé about it, okay? And I'm really gonna ask for some of you to really either to really kind of like for your own self, Google owl spirit animal. What does that mean? Because we have the owl showing 1, 2, 3, and I'm pretty sure this is another owl here. 4 times here. Okay, I didn't look at the 4 swords. Let's see if we have any other. So that's a lot. It's like just in those 3 cards, it's twice here already. So there is a real message here for you, okay? And I don't have my spirit animals cards here. I haven't started using them in this channel. So I could have pulled up the owl card. They didn't ask me to do that. But I'm telling you, you can get that information for yourself and read it for yourself. What does it mean for me? When have you been seeing owls everywhere you go? Have you been hearing them? Have you been dreaming about them? Because there's a message here for you about this. Because the biggest part of this picture here is that owl with those big rings. Okay, not so much the face of that feminine energy there, but this is a very important message for you, Leo, and I took more time in it than I expected. Then it's your birthday. It's not a negative message, but it's really spirit calling your attention here to go a little bit deeper, to really see this thing from a different perspective, from your mind's eye, from your third eye, from your higher self, okay? Whatever it is that's been puzzling or you've been contemplating, you've been musing over, the key forward is to really, okay, this is way too much. No. It's to really delve into your intuition and to be very diligent, to do the work, to practice, to stay focused, to not be blasé or seem bored with it, to really keep it up. Emotionally, mentally, physically, and also with your resources. Let's see what message we have. This is the fortune card. One more time, sweet. What additional message do we have? Okay, there we go. At the bottom, we have the talisman. You are destined to success. Yes, you are. You are destined to success because they're giving you everything. They literally give you the key here going forward. And then we have the green man. The forces of nature favor you. Beautiful. You see, I tell you, it's beautiful. Like, it's positive messages you have here. The forces of nature favors you because they're telling you can tap into the secret knowing, you can tap into your mind, you can tap into your intuition, you have the resources available with that center goal and the control and the power that you needed. You have the passion that's gonna allow you to really navigate through this, to really do the work. You have it all here, okay? The only card we don't have, even with the we have the Four of Cups. I was going to say it's the Cups card, but you do have it. And the thing with this is almost like a warning with that Four of Cups, to not be bored with it, to not be blasé about it, to not almost to not take advantage if it's not needed, to really take it, look at it at face value and understand the importance of it, to nurture it. If it's a relationship, if it's a career opportunity, whatever it may be, if it's your role within the family, to really nurture it. And if it's someone else who's on the other end, to make sure that they are doing so, they are nurturing it, they are doing the work. They're being diligent about it because you are giving them a lot of control. You want to use your intuition to really pay attention to what's going on. Because you give someone control, you've given them orders. That doesn't mean you close your eyes. It's like, that has nothing to do with me. You have to stay in the game too. And once you go to your intuition here, it seems like you're gonna be able to navigate it. If something needs to be balanced, you're gonna be able to do it. If you need to move away, to change things around, to change the view, to travel, to move, to make some adjustments, you will be able to do it. Because you have the Queen of Air here. It's gonna give you that power to take charge of the situation and say, okay, this is not working, this is working. Once you get to that first step, though, is to tap into your intuition. And yes, that's a lot of repetition for you, Leo. But I hope you get the message, and I hope it's useful to you. And I thank you so much for your continued support. Please come back next week. Yeah. For the next set of reading, and enjoy your birthday. And we have a new moon as well coming up in Leo. Set your intentions, do your meditation, because the moon energy is very, very important. It's very important as well. And again, I'm sending you so much love. As always, remember, love is really the only answer. Thank you so much. Bye.